protections. So now when I go out, thanks to Jeff Rents, I just follow his advice and wear a mask doused in peroxide, stopping my ears up with peroxide plugs. And strangely enough, now I don't have huge amounts of brown MRSA poison coming out my nose when I come home. Very strange that, Jeff. So it seems that the British government uses microwaves and bioweapons on a covert reign of assassination against people. So there are many people in the UK who die from MRSA, especially this new flesh-eating necrotic type which was developed by the American scum in their secret prisons. They've got, according to the Russians, 26,000 prisoners there, and you can imagine they've been developing this flesh-eating necrotic MRSA, especially tailored to the
living laboratory.
Exactly. And I say the British now are using this, as I can attest. Their microwave doesn't work on me because I get rid of the tags on my clothing, which means their microwave weapons are ineffective. So they had to try the MRSA route. And you can imagine you go to the doctor, you've got a terrible infection, eating your flesh away in your nose or your mouth or your lungs.
There's no end to the things they have developed that are sitting on the shelf.
I know, but
freeze-dried right now.
The thing is that they think that the Jewish regime of Cameron is somehow democratic, when in fact it's like the Israeli government. They're going around assassinating left, right, and centre anyone who's of any danger to the British government.
Well, obviously, Dr. David Kelly had an epiphany and became aware of the evil that he was involved with, and they killed him.
Exactly. Remember, he was working on all these bioweapon programs.
That's right.
And we know now that the West, they're all devout Satanists. It was reported that in Guantanamo they forced the prisoners to get in satanic circles and pray to Satan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is open source material on
I believe it's on there. I just can't see
on RT and Al Jazeera, and this is not the behaviour of governments that are not satanic. To say they're trying to use the prisoners in these prisons. Remember, they've got 26,000 prisoners, according to the Russians, in a whole raft of secret Guantanamos, apart from the coffin ships, where they're scapegoating them. This is part of the Kabbalah, where in fact you get the victim to accept your fate. It's called the Good Shepherd ritual, and basically what you do is to link all the karma, all the bad stuff coming your way, to the victims who are then broken to accept it in a satanic circle with a satanic ritual.
Okay, talking to Tim Refat. Do you know this countryman of yours, Barry Trower? Have you been following?
Yeah, he phoned me up and asked whether he could use part of my one of my books.
In the circuit, he's on the internet on YouTube and has been around lecturing about microwaves. In 1960, the early 60s, he was in the British Navy, and they were apparently selecting key people. He was one of them to be taught all about microwave weapons and what they could do to people. And this is over 50 years ago now.
A group of people, for instance, the ladies who protest at Greenham Common in England about the American missile base they camped, they were microwaved. We microwaved Catholics in Northern Ireland to make them sick. It goes on all over the world. And it's a weapon that you don't know you're being targeted, because the dose is very, very